I wish, chef.
Hello everybody and welcome to Cooking with G. This is the second edition of vegetables. Now today we're going to be focusing on cauliflower. We're actually going to be having the cauliflower raw. So the cauliflower only contains about 20 calories per 100 grams of cauliflower and it's got bags of nutrients. So here's what you're going to need for this dish. Now you have what you need. You're going to start by preparing the cauliflower. Now to do this, we're going to take the leaves off first and the stalk, but do not throw them away. I'm actually going to show you another use for them at the end of this dish. So keep the leaves, and we're going to discard the stalk actually. You can just throw that one away. I'm going to just go over there like that. And then, so this cauliflower is quite large actually, so we're just going to prep half of it today. So there we go. Now cauliflower is great raw. I mean, it's just basically a vehicle for all the other flavours that you're going to put with it. It's so nutritious, really good for you. And we serve this in a restaurant, or a version of it at least, very often. So once you've got your cauliflower, just take your stalk away and throw that out. And then you can just chop this however you want really, just into small pieces. You don't have to be pretty about it, just get it chopped up. Okay, now this recipe does contain quite a lot of ingredients, but you can substitute any of them really. As I say, it's a great vehicle for all the flavours that are going to go with it. So get your cauliflower, throw it all in the bowl. Okay, so now we're going to add the oil to this. We're using rapeseed oil. If you can use extra virgin olive oil if you don't have rapeseed oil, but this is a great alternative. It's grown local in the UK. And the health benefits are actually better than olive oil. So it's a good alternative. Maybe you should buy that next time down the supermarket instead of the olive oil. So in goes with that. You're then going to add some pomegranate molasses. Now this, if you don't have pomegranate molasses, that's not a worry as well. You can either use lemon juice or vinegar. Any white vinegar or any balsamic vinegar is going to be great. It's kind of a really sweet and sour fruit juice. So that all goes inside. Okay, now these ingredients you can substitute them for anything you have in your cupboard really. So in a mix of seeds, we've got sesame seeds and we've got pumpkin seeds. They're all going to go in. They give a nice crunch to the dish. And then we've got toasted pine nuts. Okay, any other nut is going to do. So you can use peanuts, you can use cashews, pistachios, whatever you've got. Give them a little toast. It gives them an extra bit of crunch and it also brings out the oil so you get much more flavour from the nuts. Okay? So in goes with that. And then we are going to add some fruit as well. So some people don't like dried fruit. I love it. We've got golden raisins going in here. And again, that's the sweetness. So this dish is just a balance of sweet and sour, savoury, okay? And then we've got fresh pomegranates. These are a great fruit. They're again full of nutrients. Now, if you've never prepped a pomegranate before, the easiest way to do it is cut in half, as I've done here, and then hold the seeds facing into your hand like this, and then just bang the outside with a spoon, and the seeds are just gonna slowly fall out. The reason why we do this and don't scoop it out is because the pith is so bitter. You don't want any of that in there, to be honest. So, you just give it a little bang. This one's being a bit difficult, none of the seeds are coming in. Okay, and you're going to get a bit rough of it. And then if there is any juice in there, just give it a little squeeze. And then you get the nice juice as well. Okay? And now we have got fresh chopped parsley. But this can be substituted, chives, coriander, even dill would go nice in here. So you give that all a mix up. Loads of herbs. Don't underestimate the power of herbs. They're also a great source of nutrients and they give everything a different depth of flavour. Okay, now look at that. That's just looking so colourful and fresh. It's going to taste amazing. This again can be eaten on its own or as a side dish. You could put fish with this. You could even chop up some smoked salmon to go through this dish. That's going to be amazing as well. Now, the one thing I have forgot to get out on my board is salt. Do not forget the salt, because if you're eating raw cauliflower, it's going to be bland as anything. So you do need to add some salt in there. So I'm going to have to add that in a second. But I do have another spice that you might have heard of, you might not. This is sumac. Now this is a berry from North Africa and it's grinded down. Now the flavour it is kind of earthy and lemony at the same time. So it's a great thing to use. Just, it's a total different flavour that you don't get from anything else really. You've seen it a few times on some recent cooking shows. People are using it more and more. And then we've also got some, what is this? This is preserved lemon. So this is preserved lemon peel, it's just chopped up. And if you don't have preserved lemons, don't worry about going out and buying them, or do if you want, but you can use fresh lemon as well. You can use grated fresh lemon peel or lemon juice. And everything just goes in. If you are using preserved lemon peel, do not use a lot, because it's so salty and it has packs a big punch of flavour, so you don't have to worry about using too much. Okay, now that there is pretty much it. But I'll tell you what, that's going to be one of the most tasty salads that you ever have. So, we're just going to add that straight onto the plate. Now, as I said, there's hardly any calories in this dish. The main calories that are coming are they're going to be from the oil that you're using. But you can afford to use a bit more oil because there's no calories in anything else. So there we have it. I mean, if you had that at home, you can use that as an alternative for coleslaw. On the side of a barbecue, it's a nice spring day. You can have barbecue outside this instead of coleslaw, as I said, or you can just have it as a lunch on its own. Amazing. Yeah. Right, now we're all good to go with the salad. I told you I was going to show you what to do with the leaves next. Now, I'm pretty sure in most households people throw the leaves away. But again, they're nutritious, they're delicious, and the easiest way to prep them is just chop them up again. Now, in this time of year, the cauliflower leaves are going to be soft enough that you don't really need to give them much cooking. But in the winter, you might want to boil them for a few minutes as well, just to take the crunch out of the stalk, or out of the core of the leaf, I should say. So we're just going to chop them like that. Now they are ready to go in a frying pan, okay? So, you just need to get yourself a frying pan on the heat and a little touch of oil, throw them in, and you're just gonna fry them for about 3 to 4 minutes. And then I'm gonna show you the quickest, easiest dressing to put with it. Now, I'm pretty sure most people have all these ingredients in their house anyway, in their pantry. You're gonna start with tomato ketchup, okay? So you need about 2 tablespoons of tomato ketchup. Then, you're going to have 1 tablespoon of sugar, caster sugar, or you can use a sugar substitute like honey or maple syrup. Okay, then we got dark soy sauce. Now that's 1 tablespoon as well. And you can use the dressing out of the broccoli if you've got any left that I showed you on the last video. Or you can just use soy sauce straight out of the bottle. And then we got rice wine vinegar. So a tablespoon of this as well. So to recap, that is 1 tablespoon of vinegar, a tablespoon of soy sauce, and a tablespoon of sugar, to 2 tablespoons of tomato ketchup. Now, if you haven't guessed it, that is a sweet and sour sauce, like an Asian sweet and sour sauce, okay? Now, it should just look like that. The sugar's gonna melt into it, and then that just gets thrown into the frying pan with your greens as soon as they're cooked. So that'll just take about 30 seconds to warm through, and then you've got yourself a sweet and sour green that you can have as a side dish for your main course, whatever you're gonna have for dinner. Okay guys, so there we have it. You've got a beautiful, healthy vegan salad times 2 portions, and then you've got a side dish as well of stir-fried greens. I'll just top that with the sesame seeds, some toasted sesame seeds, and that's brilliant for any kind of spring lunchtime, and it's only cost you a couple of quid as well. Happy cooking guys.